Want biceps that pop and grow faster than ever? Today I'm ranking the best and worst bicep exercises, and trust me, some of the most popular moves might be actually ruining your game. So stick around because the worst will shock you. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and let's dive in. So first thing I'm going to be covering is the ever so fun bicep curl with the dumbbells. So again, when we're doing our bicep curl with the dumbbells, it's not too shabby because as far as accessibility goes, again, it's great for beginners and people that are a little bit more advanced because you can load up on these. Again, not too shabby because our biceps, again, is our strongest supinator. So anytime the palm is facing upward, it will be blasting the biceps at its most and at its peak. So it's not too shabby, and I give this an ever so fun B. So we're going to be covering next the ever so fun hammer curl. So again, it's going to be more of a neutral grip as we're doing the curl. We're still going to be blasting the biceps just slightly because again, we're also implementing the function of your biceps, which is elbow flexion. We're not in a supinated position, more of a neutral grip, but it still will blast your biceps, but not the most effective, but blast a different part of your biceps. So I still give this an ever so fun B. So next we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover the ever so fun incline curl. So we're going to need the bench inclined. We're going to take a seat on the bench, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go into the opposite or end range of our bicep, which is shoulder flexion. So as we're doing these curls, we should be blasting our biceps at end range, which is not too shabby because you want to be strong in all ranges. So this is a really great way to work your bicep and strengthen it through end range and shoulder extension. So I give this one an ever so fun A. Next, what we're going to cover is the ever so fun concentration curl. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our barbell or our dumbbell like this. We're going to have it placed into the center and our elbow up against our knee. Our chest is going to be up, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to curl. So this one isn't too shabby. It's a really isolated movement, just focusing on flexion of your flexion of your elbow and in a supinated position. So the biceps should be feeling pretty darn good doing this one. Again, I give this one an ever so fun B. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the ever so fun close grip concentration curl with the easy bar. So this one is really good because again, we're implementing the supinated grip as well as we're going into elbow flexion while we're doing the movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the edge of the bench here, and we're going to have a close grip. So we're gripping it close. We're going to go into our hinge, and as we're in our hinge, we're bracing our core, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to curl. Having the arms dangle in the center, going into a little bit of shoulder flexion as well, just because of the positioning. And because we can load up a fair bit on this easy bar and this barbell, I still give this an ever so fun A. Next, what we're going to cover is one of my favorite exercises. So we're actually going to go ahead, we're going to do our ever so fun spider curl. So with our spider curl, we're going to have our chest up against the bench, and we're going to keep our arm in shoulder flexion as best as we can, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to implement our curls. So again, like I was saying with the incline curl, this does also work the bicep in a different range, right? Because one of its main functions as well is shoulder flexion. So this is a really great way to be able to get a good pump on those biceps because you blast it in two of its functions, elbow flexion and shoulder flexion. So it makes it super fun. Alternatively, you can also do the same movement but with a hammer grip. So again, blast the bicep in shoulder flexion and elbow flexion. So this one is not too shabby at all. So I give this one an ever so fun S, same with the spider curl as an S. Next is we're going to go into the preacher curl with the bench. So this one is not too shabby when it comes down to it. The only thing is we don't actually get full range of motion. We can't extend the elbow all the way here to be able to get a really good contraction, as well as it promotes a little bit of internal rotation. So this one isn't too shabby. You'll still get a pretty decent pump, but I give this one an ever so fun C. So time for the worst bicep exercise coming up, the ever so fun banded bicep curls. So we're going to be stepping on the bands, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to curl. So this one is not too shabby. It is the worst out of all of them, just because we can't get constant tension on the band. So from here, you can see how the tension is not as much here, and it gets more intense at the top. So you're actually strengthening more within a different range of motion as you're doing these. So I give this one an actual D. So an alternative that you can do for our bicep curls with the band is if you have it fixed on some sort of post or something in general, and then taking those same bands, walking really far so that we can get a lot of tension on the bands, going into your hinge, bracing your core, and then doing your curl. You're gonna get a lot out of this. Not only are you working your core at the same time, but there's constant tension on the bands, and you're almost in, again, complete shoulder extension, which blasts the biceps in that end range as well. So all in all, those are the best and worst bicep exercises when it comes down to it. I hope you found this rather informative. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content and more exercises to come. But until next time, I'm Carlo Olande.